like the decision that I made it in my life. And negatives because in the moment you feel kind of sad and confused.
What is failure to you?
I think failure is an opportunity to keep trying. Like, successes come from failures. If failures don't if you don't give up on the failures.
What is failure to you?
Whenever someone messes up and doesn't try that hard.
I would say failure is disappointing yourself when you have a goal, because failure to one person may not be the same as failure to another person. So I think when you fail, it has to be personal. You don't just fail and everyone thinks you're a failure, because that's just on you.
What is failure to you?
It's learning. It's definitely learning, and it's frustrating, but it's good that you learn with your mistakes.
What is failure to you?
When you, I don't know.
That's good. What is failure to you?
Doing the wrong thing.
What is failure to you?
Failure is when you don't do something right and you do the wrong thing.
Failure to you?
Failure to me is making a mistake that you can't change. You can always fix certain mistakes, you can't fix a failure, but you can correct it for the future.
Good.
I'm gonna be a good man. Bye.
What is failure to you?
Failure is, for me, is when I don't, when I don't achieve what I expect. But I think that we can have a lot of learns from that to learn and improve.
What is failure to you?
Do something bad, like the bad.
What is failure to you?
Trying to succeed, but you end up not succeeding, basically.
Now I already think about people have success is people didn't give up when the time was hard. So I wanna try for be successful. It's don't give up.
What is failure to you?
An opportunity to get better. Oh yeah, I'm cooking.
How do you describe failure?
Failure is like time to pray God and rely on God. There's nothing else I can do.
What is failure to you?
Failure, I think that failure is a way of growing. I don't think it's something bad, because if we did everything good, then everything would be perfect. So I think that it's a way of growing.
What is failure to you?
Failure is when you mess up.
What is failure to you?
Failure? Failure to me is something that happens naturally. Everyone feels it.
I feel failure is when you give up, because even if you don't get it the first time, life's not about the one time you did it. It's about continuing to work it and get that skill. It's about continuing to work it, because even if you don't get it right away, you will, and keep going. Never have the chance of zero possibility. You always have a chance as long as you're trying. We don't just stop when we're looking for cures to major diseases. We keep going.
How do you feel when you fail?
Sad, but I know that I can do better, so I do better.
How do you feel when you fail?
I feel depressed and yeah.
How do you feel when you fail?
First, I'd say I feel frustrated, but the more time goes by, the more I accept it, and I feel that I just have to grow.
How do you feel when you fail?
I'm stuff.
How do you feel when you fail?
I don't feel too different. I just feel like it's a way to better myself.
Three words that are the keys to success. In fact, they're probably less romantic than what you're expecting. It is the key to breaking through whatever plateau you're on right now. It's the path to success. Say those three words with me. I was wrong. Today we're going to talk about the book Sometimes You Win, Sometimes You Learn by John C. Maxwell. Far too many people are way too hard on themselves. How many times has it happened that you've made a mistake and you were hung up on it for way too long? I know I have. This one time I was giving a test and I knew all the answers to the questions on that test, but I ended up making a small calculation mistake that stopped me from scoring 100%. I cursed myself a lot. I thought, I'm so stupid that I made such a silly mistake. Nobody with a sane mind would ever do that. I deserve to die. That's exactly not the way successful people think. Most people say sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But successful people say sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. John C. Maxwell says far too many people train for success when in fact it is failure that is more common. Therefore we should be training for failure. It is like trying to learn how to walk without falling. It is impossible. Here are the top 3 lessons that I got from this book. Learn from failure and be humble. Failure is the best teacher there is. History is riddled with examples of people who failed again and again before they finally succeeded. Steven Spielberg was rejected both the times he applied to film school at University of Southern California. Jack Canfield was rejected 144 times before he found a publisher for his book, Chicken Soup for the Soul. Way too many people are looking for the road to success. What you need to realize is that there is no road. You're going to have to make your own way. You're going to have to fail your way to success. Humility is the only way that you're going to open yourself up to learn something new. The legendary coach John Wooden says, your strength as an individual depends on how you respond to both criticism and praise. If you let either one have any special effect on you, it's going to hurt. How many people do you know who have had a life-changing experience but haven't learned anything from it? Experience isn't the best teacher. Evaluated experience is. Only a person who has the humility to admit that he was wrong will be able to learn something from the experience. There is nothing great about failing 100 times if you didn't learn something from it. Deep reflection and introspection are the greatest assets that you can have. The most important conversations that you are ever going to have in your life are those with yourself. Humility is what allows you to admit to yourself and others that you were wrong. If you approach your craft in the right way, you can turn a mistake into an opportunity. Success and fame don't always come to the most talented people. The truth is, if you don't admit to yourself who you really are and what your circumstances are, then life is going to be really difficult for you. Improvement is a daily commitment. Motivation may get you going, but positive habits you develop and practice consistently are what will keep you improving. Also realize that improvement will not happen overnight, and I'm guilty of this as well. Most of us either don't want to improve at all or improve everything all at once. If you decide to become well-read, get a master's, get ripped and make a lot of money in the next 2 years, you're not going to achieve any one of those goals. But if you focus on one thing first, conquer it and then move on to the next, you're much more likely to succeed. The second point is hope is the motivation of learning. Hope is more important than water for the human being. Hope is what keeps us alive. Viktor Frankl talks about this in his book Man's Search for Meaning. After the horrifying experience in the Nazi concentration camps, he said that hope was the only thing that kept him alive. The second they saw any one of the inmates lose hope, they knew that he was going to die. Humans live for a better future. Freedom fighters give up their lives for a nation that they don't even get to see, in the hope that it will be better than what it was. Hope is what lets parents sacrifice their own comfort for their children. Hope is the real motivation for learning. Always be hopeful. Always hope that you can change the world and make a difference. That's how you keep learning and growing. And the third point is teachability. Research at Harvard and other universities concluded that up to 85% of success in life is due to attitude, while only 15% is due to ability. Teachability is basically your ability to shut up and listen. People who are teachable learn something new every day. They pay attention, they're looking for opportunities to learn, and they are the ones who succeed. Teachable people are the ones who fall into the ditch, climb out of it, and remember to avoid that ditch in the future, while the non-teachable people keep falling in the same ditch again and again. The author describes 3 practices to become more teachable. 1. Preparation. Every time you plan your day, ask yourself, what are the potential learning moments for today? And what can I learn from them? Who can I meet and what can I ask them? Number 2. Contemplation. Talk to yourself, figure out how you feel about things, and find everything about your day that you can learn from. And the third is application. If you learn something, go out there and apply it. Don't be sitting in a lab running every possible scenario. Go out there in the world and see for yourself. Who you become is more important than who you are. A person who cannot sacrifice will never belong to himself. He belongs to whatever he was unwilling to give up. Don't let your vision of your life be different than what it actually is. Replace the word failure from your dictionary and turn it into opportunity. Start winning and start learning. There is no other option. That's all for this video. If you